Yes, I am wearing this Olivia Rodrigo bootleg shirt that I designed myself because I am filming on her birthday, so happy birthday, Liv, and stream driver's license if you haven't done so today. Hey guys, my name is Julia. Thank you so much for clicking on this video. I'm so glad you're here. Today I'm going to be sharing with you guys some tips on how to read more. Quick disclaimer, obviously these tips won't be for everyone, but these are just some of the things that I put into practice last year that helped me read a lot more. And obviously we cannot forget that in 2020 we spent the majority of it indoors, and that helped me read more. But yeah, these are just some tips that I want to share with you guys, and hopefully this will help you. So my first tip is to find time within your day and dedicate it to reading. I know that there are some people who like to read in the morning before work, and some even try to squeeze a couple of chapters during their lunch break. But for me personally, I am a night reader, so at around 9 to 10 p.m. that's when I start reading, and I try my best to read for 1 to 2 hours. Obviously, I can't read every single night since there are some nights wherein I dedicate my time elsewhere. But yeah, that's what I do, or at least try to do every single night, and it has really helped me a lot. So my second tip is to set the mood. Your reading time is your sacred time, and I encourage you to make it as comfortable as possible. For me, what I like to do is I like to light a candle and I go on YouTube and I search up read with me videos. Okay, so these are not as creepy as they sound. There is a booktuber slash YouTuber that I follow. Her name is Morgan Long. I will leave her details down below, and she makes these amazing read with me videos. So they're basically clips of her reading a book, and they are shot beautifully, and she puts on really great background music. And yeah, I totally recommend read with me videos. A specific experience that I want to share is when I did my Harry Potter readathon, just to get, in the spirit and in the mood of Harry Potter. I looked up ambient Hogwarts music on YouTube, and surprise, surprise, there were a lot. And there's this channel that I frequented a lot, so I'll leave it down below as well. And I just loved it. So you've got the Harry Potter music from the movies, and you've got really scenic videos, and I really enjoyed the Ravenclaw and Slytherin common rooms, and I also really liked Hagrid's hut. So those are just some that I really recommend. And yeah, put on some background music. So you can also listen to a playlist on Spotify. I also have one of my own, so I'll also leave that down below if you guys want to check it out. But yes, set the mood, set the tone. It's your sacred time, and be comfortable. My third tip is to use apps or websites like Goodreads and Notion to track your progress and hold yourself accountable. So Goodreads is a very popular website for book lovers. It's basically a social media for nerds, or so I've been told. But yes, I love Goodreads. I use it to look for my next read, and what I love about Goodreads is that you're able to set a reading goal for the year. So last year I set a goal of 20 books, and this year I set a goal of 30. And Goodreads is able to track your progress with every book that you mark as read. Sorry, this is not sponsored, by the way, but if they want to sponsor me, go ahead. So yeah, it's a great platform, but I do understand how there is some pressure when it comes to publicly publishing your goals online. So if you want to be low-key about it, I recommend using apps like Notion. Again, this is not sponsored, but yes, I also use Notion to track my reading. And what I personally love about Notion is that I'm able to track specific things, and you can cater to whatever it is that you want to track. So I track the amount of pages that I've read, the ratings that I give out, so it averages it out, and I also track obviously the title and the author. But a really cool thing about Notion that I like is that I'm able to jot down my thoughts and my notes in a very organized manner, and you can use Notion for that. And you can also use other apps, like if you want to use Google Sheets or Google Docs, that's totally okay too. And once again, this is not sponsored. So now that I talked about the accountability aspect of Goodreads and Notion, I wanted to touch on the community aspect of Goodreads specifically. So I don't know about you guys, but I love looking into what my friends are reading at the moment, and I like looking at books that they love. So Goodreads is a great platform for you to connect with your friends, just to see what it is that they're reading and to just keep tabs on them. So Me and my friends, we love to connect on Goodreads, and I don't know, I just feel a lot closer to them. Another thing that I got into recently was book club Discord servers. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of those, but yes, they exist and I'm a part of one. And the Discord server that I'm a part of has a specific text channel called Reading Sprints. So a server member can just type in, hey, does anybody want to join me in a reading sprint? It's just for like 15 minutes long, and whoever wants to join just replies, I'm in, and you guys set the time and you're good to go. Moving on to my fourth tip, listen to yourself. If you're not in the mood to read, you don't have to. And I know it's ironic because I talked about accountability and all that jazz in my previous tip, but listen to yourself. It's okay if you're not in the mood to read that night. And like I shared a while ago, I don't read every night personally. There are some nights wherein I dedicate my time elsewhere, and that's a normal thing, and that's something that you should accept and you shouldn't beat yourself up for. I'm here to assure you that you don't have to read if you don't want to. And finally, my last tip, I cannot believe I'm saying this, but it has to be said. Read what you love and read what you want to read. I know that there is some pressure, spoken or not, when it comes to reading. Have you read the classics? Have you read this author's books? Are you into this genre? You know what? If you're not into it, you don't have to read it, because I feel like once you succumb to the pressure of reading a certain book that you know you're not into, you're just setting yourself up for failure. You're setting yourself up to not enjoy that reading experience, and it could take the fun out of reading, which is something that we don't want. And I know that there are some books that are regarded as classics and must-reads, but if you're not into it, you don't have to read it. I don't know who needs to hear this, but stop lying to yourself. It's okay if you're not into what everyone else is reading. It's okay if you're into what everyone else is reading. Read what you want to read. If you're into romance novels, go ahead, read it. If you're not into fiction, that's okay too. Read what interests you, what tickles your fancy. If you like it, go ahead and read it. Also, if you're not super into the book that you're reading at the moment, it's okay to DNF it. It's okay to put that book down, pick up something new, and maybe you can go back to it in the future. Or maybe you don't. That's okay too. Like, no one's gonna get mad at you for not finishing a book. But I want to be clear, I'm sorry if I offended anyone. I'm not telling you to shun every book that doesn't tickle your fancy. Please broaden your horizons and keep an open mind when choosing your next book. But if a genre works for you, it's okay to stick to it. Like, I don't care if this is your third YA fantasy in a row. If that's what you like, go ahead and read it. And those are some of the tips that I have to help you read more. I hope that this was helpful and that you guys picked up something new. If you have any tips of your own, please feel free to leave them in the comments down below. I'd love to read them. Good luck with all your reading goals this year. I hope you guys achieve them, but if you don't, that's okay too. Don't pressure yourself. But yes, as always, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Treat each other kindly, take care, stay safe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!